All right, you guys. This is Eric over here with Investor Central Club, Stacks and Stacks AI. Back to you guys for another monthly backtest. We've got a pretty awesome month of May to go over. It is the 6th of June, or going into the 6th of June, but my update has everything up through the 5th, so yesterday. Okay. Now, last month, we saw a total of 23 prints. I do want to point out and make sure you guys understand, we upped our threshold in terms of what we will consider a win. So anything that is under a 15% gain is going to be considered, it's grayed out over here. It's got a W in there, but it does not count toward our hit rate. So hit rate is everything over 15%. So for the last month of May, we had 16 out of our 23 prints, so a 69.57% hit rate. On average, we see a return of 49.92%, so right under a 50% return when you come and average out all of these numbers. Some pretty important and some, nice returns you may see. We had SLV that just hit a high today, 112% return. UNH, I know there's a lot of bad news about UNH that came out last month, but we saw them buy the dip. 100% here, 75% there. As well as our semiconductors, we saw 53% return on those. Other great mentions to have, XYZ was a great hitter, 120% coming in on the 6th. And we also have TOST 95% and Amazon 93%. EWI over here 127%. So, if you're able to pick out some of these, always make sure you can go double check what your chart says, what you have in terms of your technical analysis. And you don't have to play options. You don't have to take those exact same positions. If you take a look over on the left, what we have is we have the spot price at which they entered in, and we also have what the current spot price happens to be. So, if you got in on the SMH position when they did, you're up 15% there on the equity. XYZ 34%, TOST 19%, Amazon 10%, EWI 16%. So if you're looking for some safer type of plays, you can really consider, these are, some pretty good choices in terms of what our Stacks AI is picking out for us. Let's go into the month before, and then that way we can talk. The last few months, we actually have quite a few updates for there. For example, Palantir, you guys might have seen, had quite a bit of a run, now looking at a 25% return. We do have a few of these that are now being considered wins as well. So our 29 prints from last month, now 28 of them are hits. We just have this BABA one that doesn't expire until later next month. That's a little bit down, but again, could very likely come back to become a winner. But show me anything where you've got 28 out of 29, you got a 90 something plus win rate. You're not going to find too many of those out there. Some of the big ones we want to talk about. The SPY one, 584%. When everybody was fearful, they were greedy, got into this position, got in at $3.50. Now those are looking at $23.97. So almost a 6x return when you consider those. TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, 387% return. CORZ, 352% return. Tesla, 313% return. Guys, if you guys are not getting in on these positions, I don't know what you're doing. Stacks AI is making these call outs. It's up to you to take the leap of faith and jump in on those. You can see all of these, all over 100%, all over. Okay, fine. SLV here, 98%, missed by 2%. But everything from last month, there's what? One that was under 50, this Palantir one, the very last one in the month. The lowest one you see here is a 74% return, 81%, and then you have the one miss, of course. But if you're getting the all of, if you got into anything during the month of April, you should be looking real pretty right now. That average hit rate, 96%, on average, 179% average returns for that month, guys. And like I said, you don't have to get into those options plays. If you're not an options trader, you can go take a look over at this equity. Man, if you're getting into a bigger position, you want to feel a little bit safer, I would be happy with any of these types of returns too. All right. You got a 53% here on Coinbase, 61% on HNRG. And yeah, you're not looking at a 100% return, but if you're looking for a little bit more safety in the equity side of things, Stacks AI makes some great callouts for you as well. Looking a little bit further back, I had a couple of these highlighted just because they ran up quite a bit more. This Carvana play from back in March, end of March, got in at 22. Now they're looking at 88. So that's a 300% return. Multiplied that number by four if you consider it. Yeah, it took 51 days for it to get to its high, but again, a lot of these are longer term plays, so they have a little bit of luxury of holding on for some extra time. What else? What else? We got some Tesla. Tesla popped a bit earlier in the year. GDX, our gold as well, 215%. And down here, you'll see VRT went a little bit higher, 83%, and Broadcom AVGO, 404%. I will point out, AVGO just did report earnings today. It's dropped since then. But even at these types of levels, set your stop losses, take some of it off the table. If you're getting a 400% return, you better be managing your risk because to lose all those profits is, fairly tough actually, unless you're getting greedy. 21 out of 21 for that month of March, guys. 100% hit rate. Everything made money. Obviously, here we got this one, two of them actually that we now are going to consider these to not actually be wins. So I could call this a 19 out of 21. On average, 118% average returns for that month. Let's go a little bit further back. Palantir, 300% return. Yes, Apple, Tesla, Meta, Tesla, keep in mind in February, we started to hear about those tariffs and we had a little bit of a drop. So some of these are still recovering from those, but we do see a lot of these that expire in 2026, 2027. So it's very likely we will start to see some recovery in them sooner or later. One of our lower hit rates here, 78%, looking back, but again, saw quite a bit of struggle for the markets back in that month. Going further down, one of my, big ones that we had from earlier this year, BABA, back in January was called out. This one's already expired, but at the highs, we saw 3,395% return on that one, guys. Just wow. If you caught on to that one, we did see a couple of our members get in on those. I don't think anybody timed the top, but again, anything in that range, I'm sure you'd be happy with as well. Going back a little bit further, not too many updates in the few months behind, the months back before that. When we go back into 2024, we're not seeing as many of these update because the theta decay of those contracts are starting to eat away a little bit. But you will understand a couple of these, something like Netflix has continued to go up higher. Here we got X that went higher as well. 130% return. And some other big hitters we've had from previous month. This UAL print that we see, 1,500% return. This MicroStrategy MSTR, 744% return. So again, Stacks AI is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. We like to say somebody always knows. Stacks AI is doing its best to listen. They're trying to figure out what it is, what are these unusual prints that give us some higher probabilities for our trades and higher returns. So with that being said, we go back all the way here. Oh, by the way, something from March of last year had another update. Dash went a bit higher here, now at 184% return, just updated earlier this week. All right, let's go down into here. Our final numbers. Let me double check, make sure I have this updated. Yeah, let's update that. 26 as well as this one goes from the 26. Okay. So our total 347 out of 380 total prints. Our average return Let's go ahead and have this go all the way from the top. You'll see that update right there. On average, our returns are showing us 217% average returns. Here you can see everything. Let me go ahead. We'll go ahead and add in our May prints. All right, go ahead and add those in there. Our hit rate, our average returns, our total prints. Keep in mind, guys, I'm doing this all manually for you guys on a regular basis. So if you guys have any ideas or you understand how to use Google spreadsheets and Excel a little bit better than I do, please let me know. I'm more than happy to add those things in to make this a little bit more efficient for you guys. But you can see a lot of green over here, a lot of high percentage hit rates, high average returns. That's just how we've set up Stacks to help you guys out, make sure that you guys get some of these profits. So go ahead and sign up for Stacks if you haven't already. We do have a code going on right now. If you use the code 130, that's ONE 30, the number 30, you'll get your first month of Stacks for only $30. And that's where we have our Stacks AI filter, something that we're very proud of, something that, helps a lot of our members make some good and solid money. You can go check out our reviews on the App Store as well. Over 100 reviews, 5-star reviews, all talking about how great our software and how great our program is. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate. You can always message us over at help@investorcentralclub.com. We're always happy to help you guys out. If you have questions about this spreadsheet, you've got questions about how we calculate things. All of our back tests ever since the initiation of Stacks AI, all of them are up on our YouTube for you guys to take a look at. Go ahead, leave us a comment, leave us a like, let us know what it is that you want to see from us. But again, happy to do this for you guys on a monthly basis and happy to share these high returns and high hit rates with you guys. All right. That's it for today, you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm hoping I will have an opportunity sometime in the middle of the month to give you guys an update on our Stacks AI prints as well. Okay. See you guys then.